Hi guys, and welcome back. So yesterday, well, when I'm recording this, the day before recording this, I uploaded a video about what if the UAE made an empire, and the map is right here. I still have it. It's unzoomed out now, but basically, what happened is it took a bunch of stuff. Sudan. This is like I don't know why I put like timelines because it wouldn't really make sense. So just some things exist, some things didn't. So is Sudan is one country. Um, so the UAE took over. So if I zoom in on here, the UAE, just quick recap of last time, fought with Oman, beat Oman, set up an allied state, fought Yemen, won with Yemen, fought Qatar and Bahrain, won Qatar and Bahrain, annexed Qatar and Bahrain, took some land from Oman, and declared that, and these guys became puppets. Saudi Arabia had a non-aggression pact. Sudan made an alliance. Um, then super big war, Great Emirati War, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine versus Israel, Jordan, Iraq, and Kuwait, and the UAE is also with them. So UAE won. You all this land was annexed into the UAE, and this became the Mosul Republic, even though it's basically just UAE puppet state. So yeah, that's what we did last time. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spin this wheel. We're gonna spin a wheel, and we're just gonna see. We're gonna spin the wheel, and whatever country it lands on, it's going. We're gonna make it an empire. So we got Malaysia. Okay, island empire. Ooh. Now in a previous video, I made a country called C, and it was Southeast Asia, but it was basically islands. It was Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Timor Leste, which is around here, I think. Let me check. Um, Timor Leste. Yep, yeah, Timor Leste is there. So yeah, Papua New Guinea, um, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Philippines, Taiwan. No, not Taiwan, but like they united, and I think that's a good basis. So I'm just going to zoom in the map like properly, so you'll see all the. So we're gonna zoom in over here, right about. All right, we are back. We are back from the black flash, but I have now centered the thing. I've simplified the map colors because there's a lot, and I plan to use this until the entire map, until the entire world is owned by empires. So here's Malaysia. Um, so they can go invade Thailand. They can invade Indonesia. They can invade Philippines. They can invade Singapore and Brunei. Now, what they're gonna do first is very quick. I don't even think I need to. I'm just gonna do something very quick. Brunei is taken, and so is Singapore, and these little islands in Indonesia. No, not those little islands in Indonesia, but all of Singapore. We're just gonna put SG Singapore. All of Singapore is now Malaysia, and all of Brunei is now Malaysia. So that was easy. But boom, they've already caused tensions. Indonesia is thinking of going big, boom, boom war. They decide instead to look up to Taiwan. Yeah, you heard it. Taiwan is going to actually fight Malaysia. Um, now we're going to put all of Malaysia's enemies in um brown just for now. Um, this part of Myanmar will always be brown, not because it's an enemy, but because that way I don't have to keep on replacing, and there won't be like different shades of brown. So I'm just gonna color all of Taiwan as brown. I forgot that this option existed, but now I remember. So there you go. Yay, Taiwan is now enemy. So It takes them a while to get there, but they ask for Philippines help. The Philippines says okay. So this is going to be colors for allies. It's a little teal, sort of tealy color. Whereas Palestine, Philippines, where's Philippines? There's Philippines. Color country. So this is gonna be Malaysia ally, Malaysia friends. Now, when we have puppets, since I want to save color, I'm just gonna put and co because they're basically just controlled. So the Philippines and Malaysia become allies, but will that last? Maybe. Okay. Yes, Malaysia is going to jump through the Philippines. They're gonna cross through here to here and then here. Then the big old island, the big one. They're going to hop on these tiny little islands from the Philippines, and boom, they have reached Taiwan. So, oh, wrong color. So, the Malaysians and the Filipinos decide to split Taiwan, just to gain the Filipinos more of the Tagalog trust, Filipino trust. I don't know the name. They're going to split Taiwan in two, and this makes the U.S. of A very mad. But because of this, China becomes their ally, but you don't see it. Well, not their ally, but it's like a non-aggression pact. So China's threatening to the USA, yo, hey, why don't you not do that? If you attack Malaysia or Philippines, I will throw bombs at you. And North Korea will also throw bombs at you. So the USA will not interfere for now. But anyway, Taiwan is taken and split between the Philippines and Malaysia. And now Malaysia can make a landing in Vietnam. Now, in this alternate timeline, the Vietnamese have a second civil war. So we're just gonna put so let's just say that they have the civil war, right? So the civil war is still going. So you have the Vietnam and the Viet Cong. Now, the South would like to fight, and the North would like to join Malaysia. So the South are kind of screwed because you got like three countries going for you all at once. But the South does not care. It's the South that got the aid of the USA. But the USA can't help them on this one, only with the North, not with Malaysia, because the USA is being threatened by China. We'll get back to that, actually. We'll get back to them being threatened by China. But yeah, the South is now a Malaysian enemy. And I don't think that's the exact borders, but somewhat. So they're able to make a landing. So the Malaysians are able to make a easy landing over here in what's the name of this place? Kamau. They make a landing in Kamau and take Kamau. Then they take I don't know, let me read this. They take Kiangyang and Baclio. I'm sorry. I will not pretend that I'm pronouncing that right. Sokshang, Haogyang, Angyang, Kanfu. And then this kind of just keeps on going on. And the Vietnam is pushing in through here as well. Getting very close to being Polanded. So that's about that. Let's just the South. I don't know the name if South is the Viet Cong or the North is the Viet Cong, but whatever. They are going to. They just undo everything except for here. That's basically done, and they just say, "Fine, screw it. You've killed a lot of our people. We're done. See ya." And Vietnam, all of Vietnam surrenders. And also, since Vietnam is also Malaysian, it's kind of threatening. It's kind of threatening Laos. newly freed Laos and Cambodia. Cambodia opts to join, and Laos decides to fight. Well, not fight, but like don't lose anything. Uh, uh, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Cambodia decides to just join, just because it's easier. Cambodia is joining. So, but Cambodia is not joining as part of it. They're just there because it's like a puppet. Cambodia and Vietnam are puppets because you don't want to take too much. Then the Philippines, let's say in this alternate timeline, the Philippines have a civil war because you got Vietnam, you got Korea. Let's continue. This is all entirely fictional, by the way. So the Philippines are not having a civil war now. This is an alternate, by the way, if some of the time things don't make up, this is set in modern day. Just some events that happened in history did not happen, or some events that did not happen did happen. But basically, the North kept on to some bits, like over here, but basically, there's now North and South Philippines. This is the new Filipino Civil War. And with the help of Malaysia, the Philippines is actually not doing that good, actually. The Philippines gets destroyed, but then they get back. They lose their but then they switch regimes. So, like, these guys were siding with Malaysia, these guys were not. Let's say, I don't know, communist capitalist, just for the sake of this video. They switch regimes. So this gives Malaysia an excuse to take over Taiwan. And the rest of the North and the South just decides to become a puppet. So I'm just gonna color that in. Boom, boom, boom. The Philippines are gone. Philippines are gone. But Malaysia doesn't have any more allies. What? Okay. So all of these are either mainland Malaysia or puppets. Taiwan and the Philippines, all of this is mainland Malaysia. But these are just puppets. Now it's time for Thailand to connect to the puppets. Well, in this alternate universe, Thailand is not called Thailand. Thailand is called Siam. And let's just say Guy and Siam get shot. Guy and Siam, very important. Guy and Siam is very important to Siam. Siam goes to war. War. We're going to war. Yay. Where's Thailand? There it is. So I'm just gonna call it Thailand for the sake of time. Land. Alright, why isn't it doing anything? At this point, let's say Thailand is very easily about to die because you're fighting three countries, hun. But you might be wondering, what about these guys? Aren't they gonna go to war soon? But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, my plans for this video are that they absolutely totally will not never go to war. That is foreshadowing. So anyway, oh, I'm using the wrong color. Immediately, Xi'an starts by kicking Malaysia's butt, taking Bantiai Manashi and just marching in to the Cambodian puppet state. They eventually take a lot of land and a bit of Vietnam as well, and eventually take this. Then it's undone, and then it's redone, and then it's undone, then it's redone, until eventually it's just put out completely and they agree on a peace treaty. And by peace treaty, I mean, be quiet, Xiam, otherwise we'll kick your butt. Xiam decides to break the treaty immediately. No, I'm not going to be kicked you are not going to kick my butt because I'm strong. And then they get their butt kicked. My computer's gonna die soon. Actually, no, it's still pretty good. All right, so they're marching in. They exit. Laos. Let's say Laos gets into the war just because they want some land from Vietnam and stuff, and they want to reunite older. They want to reunite olden, like, what's it called? French Indochina. They want to reunite French Indochina, but in their regime. So bloppity bloop, bloppity bloop, schlappity schloop. What do you know, Laos? What do you know? Laos is now incorporated because you cannot because yes. So pretty much all of Southeast Asia is now is whoops. Pretty much all of Southeast Asia is now all of Southeast Asia, basically like the mainland Asia, is all of Southeast Asia is just Malaysia and Myanmar ends. Eventually, Thailand gets to here, where it surrenders, and just becomes a puppet. And no, it doesn't become a puppet because Thailand was probably the fiercest fighter, so they're gonna get the fiercest punishment, complete annexation. So that's the map so far, looking very green. Now, what's next? These dudes. It's about time. Indonesia was basically it's like a pimple sticking out. Except this time Malaysia is the pimple that is grown into a body. Anyway, Indonesia and Papua New Guinea as well. Let's get Papua New Guinea into this. And also Timor-Leste, because let's say Timor-Leste just joined Indonesia. So let's say they're now fighting. So these guys, they decide to unite to become Indonesia. It's not really uniting, it's more like just annexation. So already Malaysia makes a landing in Aceh and Sumatra Utara and are already very close, if not at Jakarta, which is the capital. So they decide to move the capital over here to Jiwaka, Papua New Guinea, which means they move their defenses here, which means Sumatra and Borneo are easily taken. Now you have a problem. Oh, I just realized. Oh, well, there's Jakarta. Yeah, Jakarta Raya is there in Java, but they're still pretty close. And Jakarta is probably like the biggest city anyway, so they take it. This results in the end of the world. I'm just kidding. So we got Sumatra, Borneo, Java. I don't know what this island is called. You know what? I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna add one more country to this. I'm gonna add two more countries. Those are going to be Sri Lanka. It's going to be Sri Lanka, and it's going to be what do you call it? Maldives. Let me just add those in quick. All right, I have added Sri Lanka and the Maldives because it's just a better expansion. So where were we? Oh yeah, Indonesia getting their butt kicked. So all they really have left is a New Guinea, Timor. They got Timor, but then you got East Timor. They got Timor and they got New Guinea. That's all they have. That's all their major islands. They decide to make a landing in Timor and take Timor very easily. Then they take some of these outlying islands till all they have left is mainland New Guinea. Bum bum bum. So, Indonesia decides that screw it, let's get some bombs for North Korea. So they buy some bombs from North Korea. North Korea is rich. Indonesia is now a nuclear power. And they undo everything they did before, including taking Timor, which they undo. They have no longer taken Timor. Timor is now No longer taken. Why is nothing happening? And they drop a bomb on. They drop a bomb in Brunei, and then they drop one in Singapore. Then they drop one in Ho Chi Minh, and they drop one in Bangkok, which is somewhere around here. Then they drop one in Taiwan. And at this point, Malaysia's kind of like, screw it, and just kind of sort of destroys everything. Malaysia just goes full on sicko mode, and basically just into mainland, just Indonesia itself, not Papua New Guinea or anything. Like, it actually just all of Indonesia just immediately falls. Don't want to do this, but like, that's what happens. One does not simply drop a bomb on Malaysia, I guess, and nothing's happening. Well, let's just say that that's the end of the video. I know nothing's been happening. You can't see anything. But yeah, let's just say all of this is now Malaysia. Just gonna get rid of enemies. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, I'm done with this series because it's way too laggy. Oh, never mind. It works. So this series is way too laggy. This map is way too laggy, so I'm not gonna continue with the same map. I'm just gonna start new ones. And yeah, other countries. All right, now you can truly see. This is the map now. No more enemies. So what's the map? We got Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Siam, Malaysia itself, Brunei, Singapore, Indonesia, New Guinea, Timor-Leste, Philippines, and Taiwan. Next time, I will start a empire for another country, which I will spin the wheel next episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.